You are now tuned into All Bets In with MyGuyz. MyGuyz Sports.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Welcome to All Bets In with MyGuyz Sports, Season 2, Episode 9, NFL Week 10. I'm B. Spurl Online, and you already know I'm with Moneyline, Rich Will. What's happening, Rich?
Hey, man, what's going on with y'all? What's going on, Spurl?
Man, no, nothing much, bro. Excited to be back, man. A little week off there. We had some scheduling conflicts, man. I was traveling and didn't want to shortchange the show, so thought we'd just take a week off and and just get ready for the following week. But what's good with you, man? How's everything? How was your off week? Did you make any plays during the off week, or you was just chilling?
I actually was chilling, man. It was it was pretty little bad week, you know. I didn't have a lot, so it was kind of ironic that we just took a break during that period. You know, nothing I really wanted to watch. Got the chance to watch some games without even any pressure on to evaluate some situations. So I thought that was pretty cool. But no, I didn't have anything major. I was watching more hoops, I ain't gonna lie, more than NFL games. But, you know, it's a part of the season. Like you said, everything's gridlock, man. It's kind of hard to make a lot of plays and, you know, and handle your business. I had a couple of mock bets, obviously, but nothing too heavy.
Yeah, no, the lines are tight this time of year. But good news is we kind of getting through those dog days. So we have week 10. So usually about, we just had the trade deadline occur. Guys getting moved around, teams starting to figure out which direction they're gonna go, either make a playoff push or, start getting in position for the off season. But yeah, we at those days. So week 10, so probably like this week, and it might linger into next week. After then, it's a push for the playoffs, man. So you get a lot better,
Exactly.
lot better feel, going forward. But no, it was it's good to take those weeks off too, man. Sometimes you decompress, man. You can get caught just looking at lines and just thinking about
Want to make money.
thinking about betting the games and making money. It's all right to take a step away and just kind of relax, get your mind off of it. So it was cool. It was a good week, man.
No, I agree with you there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this oh yeah, forgot to introduce. You can always catch us, reach out to us via email, team@myguysports.com, and Twitter and Instagram. Instagram is MyGuyz_sports, and the Twitter is MyGuyz Sports. I'm Spurl Online. That's Twitter and Instagram. And then Rich, you can find him on Twitter at MoneylineRichW and Instagram at MoneylineRichWill. So go ahead, shoot a follow, shoot some pics, shoot an email, show suggestions. Feel free to reach out whenever. But yeah, let's since we didn't have no bets this week, let's go ahead and recap NFL Week 8. I know we kind of go back a little bit, but that was the last show we had, so we'll recap that. And
yeah. You want to do last week, or you want to do
the last week that we had played? Yeah, we didn't have anything for last week, so essentially recap of Week 8. So we did go 4-5 on the week. Spurl Online had the Saints -1.5, Carolina +3.5, Jacksonville Calvin Ridley over 50.5 receiving yards. Those all cashed. Underdog of the week was Carolina +3.5. They cashed, covered and won outright. And then Moneyline Rich Will had Tennessee +1.5, won outright as an underdog. And then Pitt +2.5. They fell short on that one, so 1-1 there. And then the underdog, same was Carolina +3.5. So great looks on the underdog. So that pushes our records here on the show. B. Spurl, 16 wins, 8 losses, 1 push. Win percentage is 64%. Rich 10 wins, 8 losses, 0 pushes, win percentage at 55%. And then MyGuyz as a team, 26-16-1. That's a win percentage of 60%. So right back where we try to maintain at. So we're gonna continue pushing there. But yeah, no, that was NFL Week 8, so that was good, man. 4 to 5, 80%. So on no Week 9, so we're on to some new money, Week 10. So we keep that rolling.
New money.
New money. Speaking of NFL Week 9, let's we did have a trade deadline, man. A few guys got moved around. I guess we'll find out for the better or for worse, as the season goes on. But what you think about the trade deadline, man? Who's your winners? Who is your losers, possibly? What you think?
I think the 49ers are probably the biggest winners because Bosa has been getting double teamed and kind of shut out kind of space, and it's kind of been, I mean, he's still been getting pressure on the quarterback, but that other side, is being open. So I think Chase Young, they were talking about Chase Young, he has been that good, and it's like, he did come off a major injury. Big guy coming off ACL injury is still, time to work through. And how motivated was Chase Young really to play in Washington, honestly? I think he gets some fresh blood, some fresh juice. I think they stabilize that other DN position. I think Chase Young is very good against the run, too. So I like them. The Niners still competing. This is a good window for them. The quarterback finally came back down, back to Clark Kent. He was Superman for a while. Now he's, in regular street clothes. You can look at him as human. Know that he will make mistakes. They just got to stay healthy. So I think them making that move was about them trying to win now. And it's time for them to push forward. And so they were my biggest winners. The losers were everybody else who couldn't get the Raiders to budge and not get in a coach for not maximizing on Jonathan Taylor's value. You got Moss back there. You can't pay 2 backs $100 million. I think that shit's insane. So it's just one of the situations where I feel like they should have made a move to continue to add to that defense. Cowboys too.
Yeah, I thought the Cowboys probably would have made a move somewhere. I did see today they signed Martavius Bryant. So we'll see.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So we'll see what
receiver
that
they
looks
issue.
I mean, I don't know. I think the offense there's no nuance to the offense, man. Like as these defensive players continue to get faster and you have to have quarterbacks that can move, and you have to have some type of you see what the Dolphins are doing. You have to have some type of motion movement in your offense to keep the defense off balance. And I think, the Cowboys, got a lot of old school West Coast in them, and which is cool. It's effective, but I think they don't maximize, the offensive talent right now. And they're missing a thump to their run game too. They have no thump there. So
I agree with you on that fully.
Yeah, so I don't think a wide receiver solves all the issues. And then the quarterback is good, but he's not great. So it's
Yeah,
I think
can win with him and you can lose with him.
Exactly. Trade, yeah, I thought a few teams made some good moves. I mean, the Eagles keep stacking. I don't know how they keep finding ways to trade a draft pick
what picture he got. He got pictures. Got pictures of somebody.
Who is Howie Roseman?
Yeah, man, he got pictures of somebody doing some crazy stuff at a party, man, or something. Because ain't no way that boy got that much pull like that, man. It's actually crazy.
Oh man.
I mean, and for pennies though. Now he's gonna pay for it one day. They're not gonna get away with this forever.
Right.
He pay for it one day, but still, you know what I'm saying? To be able to do that consistently is pretty wild. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, that was a great pickup to go get a safety, help them in the pass game. So that was big. I thought the Seahawks bringing in Leonard Williams, that signaled to me that was and they didn't give him an extension. So it was that was like the win now. They want to go and clean up their run defense, which it kind of got thrashed this week, but clean up their run defense and they making they were trying to make a push. And then yeah, I agree with you, Chase Young. That's big for the Niners. That gives them some depth and more speed. They got to figure out scheme defense, what they're trying to do there. They seem to be a little miscommunication with the head coach and the D coordinator over there right now. And Rasul Douglas for the
I agree
Bills,
with
they
you.
needed that as well. That was good for them.
Yeah, that was definitely a good move. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was a very underrated move because losing Tre'Davious White is huge, and linebacker is huge. Rasul Douglas is known for taking away. Great, average corner, cover corner, who can tackle and can take the ball away. I think that's good for them and pretty cheap.
Yeah, didn't have to give up a whole lot. So yeah, no, that was and I'll say even though the Raiders decided not to make a move with any off any of their players, I think them making a change at the at the head coaching
It's the biggest.
position was huge for them because
I mean, they swept everybody.
yeah, it
It's
sucks
been a
that they
while since
can
we've seen somebody get swept like that.
yeah. Yeah, no,
So OC,
they
but
need a
I mean, everybody
change.
had to go. But what's Josh McDaniels' deal? Because people do not like him. It's not even like this is consistently talking about somebody that traded Jay Cutler away, like he just was, like he was like backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? A third stringer, shipped him for pennies, pretty much, saying that he could turn in. I guess the quote out there that he could turn a high school quarterback into an all pro. Like very, very. I guess this Tom Brady effect is making people feel like they superhuman because they looking real average. I mean, Bill, I'm not gonna really like people say Bill's not the great coach. Like they wouldn't have won these rings without each other. I don't care if Tom went to an already stacked Tampa Bay team and won. That just was the right situation for him. Great, but these other 6 rings, nobody would touch without that defense. That defense in the New England has been legendary with subpar average corners, subpar average players, sometime Hall of Fame player. He made Stephen Gilmore Defensive Player of the Year, so I don't want to hear all that. But Josh McDaniels can't coach offense. Whatever was going on there, can't coach offense. Made them trade away Darren Waller. Like there was something going on there that was really deep, and to get rid of Josh McDaniels knowing that Tom Brady is a part of ownership was even more of a indictment on how bad he has been as a player. I mean, as a coach.
Yeah. It's almost like they come in, you can't come in there with the ego. I think sometimes they have this, I'm gonna come in here and my way or the highway with this thing, and
My
then
way
you
or the
forget,
highway.
kind of like Chip Kelly when he came into Philadelphia and started thinking he gonna ship out all his good players and just
He
create
did.
some, like, dude, the players, make you what
That
you
was pretty
are.
bad too. What Chip did.
Yeah, I mean, he came in there and did the same thing, and then I think he can. I think he's a good offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach. He's just not made to be in that position, man. He's not. He
So who
doesn't
has he coached
connect.
outside of Tom Brady? That's a real question. So I'm like, is he a really good coordinator, or is he? I mean, Mike McCarthy, Matt LaFleur, all these players are subpar.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Patriots' offense has been, even the time when Brady wasn't there before he left, the offense was decent with Mac Jones, you know, and towards the end, even with Cam and a little bit, I thought they put together a solid offense. But he don't have as far as sample size, um, offense without Tom Brady, so that's a fair argument. I don't know what that consistently looks like because most of his offensive coaching years was with Brady, you know.
Maybe offensive consultant, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, also quarterbacks really, really make or break your identity as an offensive coordinator. Shanahan and McVay kind of the only ones that you can say are transcending type of offensive coordinators because they can pick and
Shanahan.
play.
You said Shanahan
Yeah,
and Vay?
McVay would
Yeah,
be,
Michelle.
and McVay, yeah, both of them. I think McVay because McVay scheme wise can get players to win and do things like that. So I think that part is cool, but I think quarterbacks will make it break you, but also the right fit. You know what I'm saying? Because look at Daniel Jones. He didn't look the same way as he had last year, and nothing really changed for him. I think everybody just kind of got settled in on him. So, some people just get brought in situations like the Chargers. If they lose two more games, their coach is gone. Kellen Moore looks great. Justin Herbert looks all-time stats, but can't win games. So
And the
it's
fit,
a tough league, man.
and culture fit. Like you can't come into a city
Absolutely.
like Vegas and like one of my knocks was on his, and even Gruden kind of was getting this way for a little bit. Is they coach so conservatively, like
Oh my gosh.
just so not to lose. And it's like, man, you can't coach like that. You in Vegas, you have to
Let them
embody what
hang.
it's about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bring that excitement. That's why you see a different team right now, even though it's just one game with Antonio Pierce, because it's like, bro, there's a confidence, there's a swagger, there's an attitude, there's a joy. Like, it's a mindset, so I hope they continue winning with him and hopefully he does well and they give him the job. That would be cool to see as well.
For sure. I'm agree with you. Antonio Pierce looks like he's a stellar guy. And like the Dion effect should just teach people that some people are meant to lead men and you just need the right pieces. Antonio
Yeah.
Pierce may be that guy. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion and like he ain't got no credibility. People love him, they like his swag, his energy, and maybe he don't have all the philosophies and principles like some of these other coaches and things might have, but
Right.
he has played Super Bowl winning defense. He has been one of the all-time great defense that beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
That we're talking about the 16-0, 17-0 Patriots
Yeah.
beat them. So I mean, at some point, he can do that and hire Dick Fangio and hire,
Yeah.
offensive gurus, and he looked good. That's what Deion's doing. I mean, we're gonna sit here and say Deion's calling plays.
Right. Right.
He not.
Exactly. Put experts around you and just have a guy that can be a leader, man. That's it. I mean, Dan
That's
Campbell.
it.
Look at Dan Campbell, man. You can tell he get his guys to believe, he get them to play hard. And he went and got former NFL players, put them around him and good
Ring win
coaches.
all that. I mean, come on, man. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Man, and they turned that franchise around in 2 years, essentially.
It's crazy to think about that. They really did their deal in 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Not quick. So yeah, culture. Gotta have a culture, right fit. People gotta like you and want to play for you. Um,
Got to.
yeah, what's real quick, what about like shout outs? Like any players, teams, coaches that you thus far in the season or anything that you might have
And shout out to the
stand out.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jaguars. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Like, and not enough has been talking about the Jaguars and their success and the things that they have done, and it's just not enough. Not enough has been said about the things that they can do. So I'm hoping that they can continue their success. And then the other thing is watching Joey B play. Man, it's just hard pressed to say that you would just if you had to toss up a draft right now that you just willingly taking Patrick Mahomes, eyes closed, 100% hands down over Joey B. I'm just not.
I honestly
It just
wouldn't. No disrespect to Patrick Mahomes, but I
None,
honestly
none,
wouldn't.
none. No, no. Like you said, no disrespect at all. It's a crazy thing to see because I personally is like, man, this boy be out here shredding defenses, and he's always on point. Now he's more healthy. Oh man, it's a crazy ball. So shout out to Joey B for telling everybody to Aaron Rodgers and relax and that. And then my last shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Man, something's wrong here. He should not be throwing the ball 60 yards on dropbacks after less than 2 months of surgery.
Yeah, no, that's
Either
pretty
he didn't,
crazy.
either he didn't tear it fully, or something, or Mr. Johnson and Johnson's over there, Woody Allen, Woody Johnson over there, got some secret medicine in that pharmaceutical lab that we don't know about. But it really looks
Yeah.
like he could play in January.
Yeah, something is crazy with that. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean, he throw the ball farther than Zach Wilson. He got a torn Achilles. I mean, it's ridiculous. So that was a shout out to Aaron Rodgers for working hard. And prayers up for Daniel Jones, Tyrod Taylor, Kirk Cousins. Those were all devastating blows. Especially, I've always liked Kirk Cousins. You know, his energy cool, seemed like a cool dude. It sucks for him to have that Achilles tear as well too, but rest well for everybody else. That's all I got for the shout out.
Yeah. No, nobody wants to see anybody get seriously injured like that. So yeah, speedy recovery for all those guys. Um I would say not necessarily a shout out, but um I would say the Chiefs are starting to not that I took too much stock into that game against Miami because there was a lot of just terrible calls in the favor of the Chiefs in that game, so that was a little off. But I it, this is the first time we've seen a Chiefs team that wins in a lot of different ways. I mean, their offense really isn't the Chiefs' offense as we've grown
No.
accustomed to. And that defense is continues like proving themselves that they can play. And I worry about, my original AFC pick coming out the AFC was Baltimore, but I'm hard pressed to it's going to be difficult to beat the Chiefs because it's just they had that mode as a championship team where they just find some way to win a football game, no matter how pretty or ugly it is. It's kind of
Yeah.
impressive to
They
see
got kryptonite. They got kryptonite though.
what's a kryptonite.
What's that defensive coordinator in Cincinnati?
Oh yeah, except when they run into them. That's the one team that they ain't got figured out yet. Yeah.
No, but you're right though. They look well rounded more than any other team. They run the ball. They're doing everything. Problem though, they got a lot of drops.
Yeah. Yeah. So they gotta
But
figure
I'm with
figure
you.
that out.
Mahomes ain't gotta do everything that's scary because when he do show up, he gonna show out. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be he built different. So
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah. So that's one team that really is standing out to me so far. And then also just Baltimore's offensive room as a whole. Um that and I don't even know his name, but the offensive coordinator that's come over there to Baltimore has really changed
Oh,
the
Todd Monken from
trajectory. Yeah, Monken, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trajectory of that offense, just being able, and then credit to the quarterback. He's developed and he's feeling comfortable playing from the pocket, and that makes them that much more dangerous. If he's comfortable playing from back there and don't can only, and he looks to use his feet as a weapon and feels comfortable
Mm-hmm.
throwing from back there. So just watching the growth of that offense, now he got a couple guys to throw it to. So it'll be interesting to see how they move forward. But I've been impressed so far over there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm with you 100% on that.
And then player CJ Stroud, man. CJ Stroud. You shouted him out before, and nah, he just made it. He just made it that stuff. He just made that stuff. So shout out to CJ Stroud, man, and we'll see how the Texans continue to do going forward. D'Amico Ryans doing a good job over there as well. So, but no, that's it as far as shout outs. Man, anything else? Any updates? Anything we missed, or we want to just go
No,
ahead
I'm trying to think
and
anything big. No, not really. The dogfight in the AFC, that's for sure.
Yeah, the AFC North. We talked about this one on episode 0, man. That was going to be the most difficult division in football, AFC North, and it's shaping out to be that way. It's a dogfight. So yeah, AFC, NFC. You can kind of tell who's going to be in running the mix in the NFC, but AFC is some teams. There's some teams in there.
Straight teams.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I put on
one.
here was we got to start paying attention to the NFL officiating. It's very important now that you're not just on the game that you like, but you're on the right side of who they want the game to win. You got to think of it in that terms, because the officiating is really starting to be blatant, and it's really in favor of of what they call the script.
Yeah, it's bad as hell.
Yeah.
It's a bad script.
Yeah, so now you almost got to account for that in your handicapping.
For sure.
The officiating. They might have to change also this rule. They might have to add a rule where you can review these roughing the passer penalties, because it's kind of really messing up.
Well, they're getting too touchy, man. I mean, some of the stuff I've seen this past week was like, what?
Yeah.
I understand protecting the brand of football and teaching kids to learn the right way, but these are professionals. You know what I'm saying? If fine them. Make the fines more expensive. If the hit is foul, you know what I'm saying, it's really foul, fine them. But, if they're not trying to injure a quarterback, I get it. But they're so concerned about it jeopardizing their brand, or if Joey B or Mahomes get hurt, the ratings go down. Like, I don't want it. Let's let them play football, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's no soft way, safe way to sack a quarterback. I mean, it is a vicious, violent act to sack the quarterback. So I think
100%.
I think they're getting a little out of control with, and it's tough. You find these dudes. One of the running backs from Pittsburgh got fined. I want to say it was like, 10, 15,000 for a block.
I've seen that. Yeah, for a block. I've seen that.
Yeah, so you finding these dudes that much money, you taking a game check almost from some of these dudes, man. That's for what? And like you said, nothing's malicious. A block? You want to call a penalty, throw a flag, cool, but he digging in these guys' pockets like that for playing football.
Pretty bad, man.
It's hard to play the game that way.
It's terrible. You don't want to, and then you just start investing more money into Pop Warner, youth leagues, things like that. Like, come on, man. Like, just teach better. Like, I get it. You want to send the right message, or these kids ain't out here headhunting, but then dump more money back into these programs and help kids learn how to, hit better and coach better, get better fundamentals, period. That's where it starts. It ain't starting about what they see on TV. It starts about what they're being coached.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You can try to coach and train some of that stuff, but it's such a bang bang play in football. Like, these guys, most of the time I don't believe they're trying to hit a guy in the head, but if a guy is catching a ball and he's changing the angle of how he's catching it and he's sliding, as I'm coming in to tackle him, I'm naturally going to hit him at a level that was unexpected. And some of it is just unavoidable. Like, you trying to hit a moving target. So I mean, some guys, have a knack of, hitting guys, above the shoulder pads, like what the Denver safety, he got suspended for that. Jackson,
Hmm.
he's done that a few times, but man, it is football. Like you have to
At
be
the end
able
of the
to
day,
hit a guy, gotta be able to hit a guy, man. I mean, otherwise you're just going to end up playing flag football because they ain't going to be able to tackle each other. Like it's hard to tackle a dude that's moving, falling. Um,
anything,
it's a
anything
fine
like that.
line.
Facts, straight up.
Yeah, but yeah, no, officiating that's a whole nother podcast. But yeah,
Right.
um, but yeah, no, let's go ahead. We got 6 games this week. We're gonna break down here for NFL Week 10. So let's go ahead and get to it. First game we got here, we got the Texans versus the Bengals. Cincinnati favors 7, total of 48.5. I've also seen some 6.5 there, so shop around.
Hmm.
Look ahead with Cincinnati -8, total of 44.5. Texans coming off uh the high scoring win, 39-37 versus Tampa Bay, and the Bengals coming off the win on prime time. That was Sunday night, 24-18 versus Buffalo. Um, what's your look in this game right here? How you attacking it?
I'm leaning more towards the under in this game. It's easy to say you want to take the over. It'll be a shootout, but both the defenses, coordinators, and both defense, I think as a whole, are going to scheme to make this game a dink and dunk kind of game. I don't foresee the Texans trying to give up too many shots down the field, and I don't think you want to give C.J. Stroud too many shots at the field as well. Um, Almost equal kind of teams. I would say they are pretty similar in their style of play. Um, Defense still the same kind of. I think Texans defense to me might be a hair better. Um, but I think obviously the Bengals have better receivers all on the outside, inside, running backs pretty good. But that Texan team got heart. They gonna fight and they don't go away on games. They're not getting beat, and not it's just not blowing them out there. And they've been almost in every game. I would say, win or lose, they've been in every game. So I think this game was, if I had any side look at it, I think it'd be the over. It's hard to bet against Joey B, so I won't take no points or I won't say he will or won't cover, but that one looks good in his passing attempts.
Oh, you say you like the over or the under?
The under.
Okay, okay, got you. Okay. You say over, that's why I want to make sure for the audience. Okay, under. And then you said so who's passing attempts?
I think Joey B depends on when it comes out at. Something I'm gonna look into as well, and even the running back Joe Mixon, see how many carries he has on that as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, this game I'm honestly not too sure about. I'm not sure what to do with Houston's defense right now. I want to, they've been playing well. Um, and they seem to be playing well for the head coach. They've competed, like you said, they've been in games, but this is I look at this as a step up in class for them as far as uh, quarterback and receiving weapons. I mean, they played last week and they played Tampa Bay, and they had some issues with Baker Mayfield and that, and those receivers. So now they go on the road and they play this team. You know, I'm not sure what to think as far as how their defense is going to perform in this situation. Um, their pass defense is bottom tier in the league, second to last in completion percentage allowed, bottom 10 in third down defense. Um, so they do have some holes there. And I'm not looking to bet against Cincinnati right now. They're hot, they're grooving. So I don't want to get in the way of that train. So no side or anything for me. it does kind of feel like this a game that Houston to find a way to keep close. Maybe they get a backdoor score at the end and cover the number. The only thing I was looking at in
Yeah,
this game was C.J. Stroud's passing attempts over.
mm,
Um, I can see them playing from
I can see
behind
that
in this game most of the game, and then they haven't had a strong run game this season, so I could see them having to throw the ball a lot.
a lot more. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can see that too.
and that's typically how you got to attack this Bengals defense is through the air. So I don't know what the number is, but I lean towards it. His passing attempts going over. That's my main that's my main look in this one.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. Anything else on this one?
Somebody's gonna throw a pick. I just don't know who it is.
You said, oh,
Trying to
one of
think
these
who it is.
quarterbacks gonna throw a pick.
Yeah, one is gonna throw a pick in
Yeah.
this game. I can't put my finger on which one is going to be.
I will
That's
probably
my that's my issue right now.
I would probably lean towards Stroud just because one, he's on the road. He's gonna have to throw, and then this Bengals defense has started to play better. You know, they starting to look like they starting to get to gel a little bit in the scheme, and they actually kind of got a
Yeah,
decent front line. They kind of they tend to get some pressure on the quarterback. So if I had to guess just from what you were asking, I'll probably lean towards C.J. Stroud.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If I had to guess as well, I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but he hasn't thrown many this season, so you know that could also be not the best look.
Yeah, he hasn't, but like you said, possibility.
Yeah, cool. All right, let's go to the next one here. We got the Browns versus the Ravens. Baltimore favorite 6. Um, total of 37.5. Look ahead was Baltimore minus 5.5. Total 41. So a little movement on Baltimore and a little movement on the under on this total here. Browns coming off a 27-0 shutout win last week at home versus the Cardinals, and the Ravens coming off a 37-3 blowout at home versus the Seahawks. So they both play NFC West opponents, and now we get an AFC North showdown in Baltimore. What's your angle? How you attacking this game right here?
I'm going nothing but the under.
Yeah,
I don't think,
I'm with
and
you.
maybe a Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown. And both teams been playing great defense, and I don't know if there's going to be much offense to be had around here. So I'm thinking that's what it's going to be. Honestly, if I had to take my guess, that's just what I'm looking at on that standpoint.
Yeah, do you have a preference of full game or first half, or is it, are you just it don't matter,
Eric
just give
Mangini,
me under?
yeah, Eric Mangini went on the air, talked about how Lamar Jackson hasn't scored a lot of passing touchdowns. That he doesn't really think their offense is expanding to that point. So it was enough for him. He had a couple, film showing that, what they're doing collectively. Is kind of the offense basically hasn't broken out yet. They're dominated, but they're dominating on defense. It's hard to score on them. So and we don't know what the heck's going on with the Cleveland Browns offense with Deshaun Watson. Now he healthy. It's just a bunch of hoorah going on over there. So I don't have a first quarter under. Maybe they don't come out scoring. What's the weather? Let me check and see what the weather is
It's
on
a
that.
good question. I have not looked at the weather. Yeah.
Let me look and
It's
see.
weird because I always in these AFC North games, I always look under the total too.
Under.
Yeah, same way because they
Only
typically
way,
fall
man.
that way. Um, but I feel like sometimes they weird because they'll have more first half scoring and they'll go over the first half total and then they'll stay under the full game total. So I've found that to happen a few times as well.
50 degrees, normal day, sunny, cool
Normal
clouds.
normal
So
day.
no weather effect, no wind. That I'm seeing, just seeing regular day.
Yeah, that's what I have written down too. I got um under the 37.5. Of course, you like to have 41 instead. But yeah, this matchup comes down to if I like if you like Cleveland in this matchup, to me it comes down to, can Cleveland take advantage of the one-on-one matchups in the pass game? Because they'll get a ton of it, and especially on
They
third
will.
down. The
That's their only
Ravens,
advantage.
yeah. I mean, that's the Ravens are going to play man-to-man defense. They're going to play a lot of it. Third down, they're going to play it. They're going to blitz and play it. So, uh, I'm looking at Cleveland's offense, and they have a good receiver that can get open against one-on-one. But I'm looking at Deshaun Watson, and it's just no rhythm, no continuity. Passing his passes are not accurate, consistently accurate. So, I worry about, can they take advantage of these one-on-one matchups? And then they don't really have outside of him. I mean, it's Elijah Mitchell. They traded Donovan Peoples-Jones,
People Jones, yeah.
and
I
then
think
they
that
got
was
the
good
tight
for them to
end.
free up something. I think they were trying to free up something with that, with the People Jones, which
Who
is
are they
weird,
freeing
but
up though, you think?
maybe more tight end action. Instead of running three sets, they go back to two tight end with two receiver sets. That's one thing
Yeah.
I could think of. Is Elijah Moore gonna get more reps now? That's happening. What is it? The Negotiu, I think it is. The
David
tight end.
Njoku. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he gonna get more fed, more options. Maybe they're trying to simplify it for Watson. I don't know. I mean, because to me, it looks like he had the same amount of receivers in Houston as the better than he had here right now. He had Will Fuller and Hopkins. To me, I think he got a good compliment. The offense is not stretching the field, so maybe that's their play. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't play with a lot of like he didn't have a heavy tight end offense in Houston. He played a lot of spread with
Spread.
receivers, and I just don't
I
think the
would see.
system. I just don't think he fits the scheme. Um,
No, I don't either.
so that bothers me about Cleveland in this matchup. Now, I do think that defense can keep them in the game. Cleveland's
For
defense
sure.
is, if not the best, top three in the league, number one against the pass. They can get pressure on this Baltimore team. So I don't see a lot of sustained drives from either team. A lot of getting off the field on third down. I think it'd be kind of difficult to move the ball. Typically, ugly division matchup that's low scoring. Um, and can Baltimore generate a pass off a passing game versus Cleveland? You know,
That's true. Yeah,
who
that's
can
very true.
establish the
Who's
run?
gonna protect and who can protect, like you said, who can protect the quarterback the most?
Who can
Because
protect?
Miles Garrett is gonna be, and then they out there blitzing crazy in Baltimore right now. So it's gonna be a fun game to watch. That's the kind of game we'll have on the screen watching 2-on-1 in the spots because I want to see some hard hits and some smacking of the football. It's gonna be all over in Baltimore this weekend.
Gonna be a physical game without a doubt. Without a doubt. Cleveland is 2-13 straight up on the road versus Baltimore. 4-12 straight up last 16 games versus Baltimore in general. And the under is 10-1 last 11 games at home for Baltimore. So some trends that do go in that favor. Yeah, I don't like Cleveland, but I don't want to lay 6 with the Ravens. So yeah, under for me. I haven't played anything in the
Under a
NFL
bus.
this week as of yet, but yeah, I'm looking at the under. That's probably it for me.
Or you can even tease that if you want to, tease it up with another game, bump that total up to what, 43, 44. I feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean if you like it that much and you like another game,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't knock that. The only thing that hurts the under is if you get defensive touchdowns. That's the only thing. Both teams can end up with a defensive touchdown, so it wouldn't shock me.
Very true. Very true.
All right, cool. Next game we got here, we got the Niners versus the Jags. Niners favorite 3, total 45.5. Look ahead on this one was the Niners favorite 2.5, total 44. So a little Niners bump and a little bump on the total. Niners coming off that 31-17 loss at home versus the Bengals, and they're coming off a bye week. And the Jags also coming off a bye week, and previously before their bye week, they won 20-10 at Pittsburgh. What are you thinking in this out of conference matchup right here? Both teams coming off the bye. Jags hot, 49ers not. What you thinking in this one?
Ooh, this is another one on my list to watch on the second screen. Man, I don't have a side for this. I think I can't see the Niners losing 4 straight. So that's the only narrative for me that's got me like, are they really gonna lose 4 in a row? Do you really want to bet on them losing 4 in a row? Because 5-4 puts them in dangerous, not making the playoffs status.
Yeah.
Do you really want to do that to yourself? And then Seattle's still playing good. Do you want to be on the ropes against Seattle? A lot of things. You don't even own the tiebreaker over the Cowboys anymore if you lose.
No.
So it puts them it would put them at a 4th seed, 5th seed, maybe 6th. I'm gonna look at the standings now that we have it. That's a good point. Like how much what the implications for this game? This game can mean a lot for the Niners.
Yeah, what are they, 5? Like 5-3 right now? Something like that.
Yeah, so right now, let me go by conference. So right now they're 5-3. So they're tied with Seattle, and Dallas. Okay, so if they lose, they go down all the way tied with New Orleans and Minnesota. They would go down pretty much to the 6th, 7th seed. I would expect Minnesota to drop off, obviously, because Minnesota might still win the division. But then if you San Fran, that 7th spot is the only spot you can get. In Atlanta, you got Commanders, you got all these teams. Now you're in the nitty gritty with them. Now if you win, you still got a chance to catch Detroit. Nobody's catching Philadelphia, but you can still catch Detroit. So this game for them is really about positioning. So I don't want to bet against them. But do I think the Jaguars are going to give them a run for their money? I absolutely think they're going to spread them out. They got too many weapons. Their running back is killer. They got 3 receivers. They got a tight end who catches the football. They don't get a Niners defense like fits. And then the other thing about this defense, they're having defensive coordinator issues in San Francisco. This morning, Steve Wilkes is now going to be calling plays on the sideline next to Kyle Shanahan. I don't like the treatment, by the way. I just had to put that out there. Come down. I don't like Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan has always been supremely arrogant with no accountability to me. I don't like it. Calling your coach, your defensive coordinator out, telling him it was a bad play. Now, the week after now, he got to come on the sidelines to coach the defense on the field. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like the way that looks. So that's the only thing kind of scares me about that. Do they respond by getting Chase Young more pressure? But defensively, it's not a great matchup for the defense to go against the Jaguars offense. Mobile quarterback, weapons. They just traded for a top 25 offensive lineman, Jaguars, to help protect Trevor Lawrence from Minnesota.
That's where so that's they got the lineman from Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
The guard. I forgot his name. The guard.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know the trade you're talking about.
Jaguars in win now mode, and they 6-2. So this is a bad matchup. I just don't want to bet against the Niners because you know what I'm saying, they can come out there and cook Jacksonville. Jacksonville can beat themselves. They're still a young team at the end of the day. But boy, this is not a good spot for the 49ers to be in to go against a team like this. I'm just hoping by what they losing 3 in a row is enough to wake them up. Defensive coordinator probably call for some changes. gave C. Wilson another weapon to try to help get some pressure on that defense. So I hope it's all for the best. But it's trouble. It's trouble in the Bay.
Yeah. No, this is this would be a challenging game for the Niners, in my opinion. It definitely won't be easy. And they can definitely lose this game outright as well. So I do only lean to the Niners, and the main reason is just because I think we get I think we got some variance that won't continue to go on. I think we get a reverse. Jags are 5-0 straight up and ATS in the last 5 games. They've been playing well, been winning and covering games. And then Frisco is 0-3 straight up and 0-3 against the spread last 3 games. So I think there'll be some reversal, but at the same time, I don't want to just blindly play a Niners game based off of that, because there are some mismatch issues. I do think, if the Jags can create a quick passing game, that definitely help them be able to move the ball against this Niners defense and kind of keep that pass rush at bay. And then I think the Niners can move the ball against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think there's just a different type of style of offense that they used to seeing and playing against. And I think they'll be motivated to come out here and score. So I lean towards the over as well, and then I also lean towards
That's a good look too.
Kittle, George Kittle over receptions. Jacksonville has typically had issues with the tight end position, so I think Kittle will be a target in this matchup as well, coming off some of that play action.
I'm with you on that 100%. Yeah, I'm with you 100% on that one.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jags defense has been good they've been good on third down, and they've been good at creating turnovers. But they have one of the worst pass defenses in the league, but they have a good run defense. Frisco is 5-0 ATS last 5 games versus Jacksonville, and 8-3 straight up last 11 games versus the AFC South.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is 3-17 straight up last 20 games versus the NFC, and 0-5 ATS last 5 games versus the NFC West. So just some.
And they're playing. Oh, they're in Jacksonville. San Francisco also has to travel to Florida. Interesting.
Yeah, so that's that too makes me worry about the over. I mean the total as well, because sometimes those games in Florida get a little sluggish. Sometimes. So.
And it's gonna be hot, 71 degrees. So I expect a little humidity.
71 is not too bad. But yeah, it'd definitely be humid, a lot different than what they're used to.
Yeah, the humidity is going to be. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, now if it was in the 80s,
not 91% humidity.
Yeah, but with 70 degrees, that's not as bad though. If it was like 80, high 80s or something like mid 80s, I'd be like, all right, that's a little tough. But it'll be different. It'll be different for a California team for sure. And so I'm trying to think, does that make me like the first half over more than the full game over? Like, at what point in this game do they slow down and have issues scoring? Would be my thing when looking at this total.
I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know if anybody's gonna have trouble scoring. Yeah, I don't. Can the Niners stop them? I don't think so. Can the Jaguars stop them? I don't think so either. Debo playing? Think he's coming back yet?
Yeah, I think Debo is coming back. I think I think both of these teams can get hurt by negative plays because they both have a pass rush. So yeah, they might be driving and moving the ball, and then in the middle of a drive, Trevor Lawrence take a sack, and now it's 2nd and 17. You know what I mean? Or the same thing with the Niners. You know, the Niners might be driving in a drive stall and
Stall out.
stall out
That's
because
it.
both teams can create pass rushes and both teams create turnovers. So that's when I look at
I
that.
agree with you there.
So yeah, so I could keep looking at this one. I haven't placed one, but I kind of like
Yeah,
to
no, this
get.
this is a good one.
All right, cool. Anything else on that one?
No, I'm good.
All right, next game we got here, we got the Saints versus the Vikings. New Orleans favored 2.5.
Woo.
Total of 41.5. Look ahead was New Orleans minus 2.5, total of 39. So no movement on the line, but some little movement on the total there. Saints coming off a 24-17 win at home versus Chicago, and the Vikings coming off a 31-28 win on the road at ATL. We've seen this matchup in some playoffs previously, man. They've had some
Yeah.
crazy games
Include
between
some
these two.
battles.
Yeah,
They
but
got a coach suspended for a year.
yeah, right. They is some lethal battles, man. But yeah, what's
Sure.
your thoughts on this conference NFC conference matchup?
I mean, it's a playoff spot right now. I mean, where they are in the division, they're right on each other's tail. They right on the next spot with each other. But I just gotta give a shout out to Joshua Dobbs. I forgot to give Dobbs a shout out.
Man, yeah,
No
right.
practice, traded him away. They got traded, put Kyle Murray. And so we knew that was gonna happen. But for a coach to take a chance on, don't even know his teammate's name, went out there and just pulled the Gito Smith. You know what I'm saying? They wrote me off. But you know what I'm saying? He didn't write back because he went
Man,
out there. He been balling in Arizona. I mean, this is what you want from a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's meant to be Joey B, Aaron Rodgers, all these legends, Brett Favre. Sometimes you just a regular quarterback, and that's cool. But I hope he get paid. I hope he get a $10 million, $11 million backup contract. They even had my boy's jersey in Arizona. He did a TikTok about how he was trying to find his jersey. You know what I'm saying? He's a starting quarterback. They didn't have a jersey for him. So shout out to him. But back to the game. I think game is gonna be ugly. The Saints should win with no problems. They should. They should win with no problems. But Derek Carr does not like his offensive coordinator at all. They don't have Taysom Hill still the most complete offensive weapon in that system. Michael Thomas is not the old Michael Thomas. They're not stretching. They stretched the ball down the field last game a lot. That's probably the most we've seen all season. Schematically, do they like the Vikings like to blitz. Derek Carr don't like to get hit. They can't block. They've not been blocking great either. So I mean, I don't really have a side, but if I had to lean, the 2.5 is what throws me off. If it had been 3, I'd have been straight. But the 2.5 means too close to 2 and too close to 3. So I'm a still lean towards the same, but I'm leaning towards the same money line, or I'm going to take Minnesota Vikings team total under.
yeah. No, it's yeah, I think this game is going to end up being close as well. I'm starting to figure out this Saints team because I've won money with them. So just trying to really hone in and see, what makes them good and where they struggle at. And statistically, the defense is not bad, but last week in that game, they got 5 turnovers. They won by a touchdown, and the Bears moved the ball up and down the field against them. They had really no issues outside of the turnovers.
No issues at all. I saw turnovers for sure.
Outside of turnovers, so I kind of worry about this Saints defense, man. They even said it on the broadcast during the game. One thing that they're having issues with is the QB scramble. They're susceptible to when the QB runs. The linebacker, Demario Davis, he's really good veteran, but he's banged up with a knee injury and he's not fast. That secondary, they're
You said
good.
that though.
Yeah, the secondary is good too, but you know, Tyrann Mathieu is older. He's not as fast and as athletic. You seen last week, Cole Kmet mossed him over the head for a touchdown.
I
You
did
know,
see that.
so I'm looking at this defense and certain teams, they can be had against them. I don't know if Minnesota is that team because Minnesota don't really run the
Without
ball.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, without Justin Jefferson. I mean, I think they'll make some plays in the pass game here and there. Just because, like I mentioned, the speed. So guys like Addison, even when they played the Colts and they covered the game, but one guy I said they had trouble with was the receiver Downs because he's quick, he's fast, and the Saints play a
He
lot of
actually ate that
man-to-man
game.
coverage. Yeah, he ate that game. So, you
Yeah,
know, I'm looking at two props for the Vikings, and that's the tight end Hawkinson, his receptions.
I like that.
I'm
That's a good
looking
one.
at Addison, his receiving yards, and then I'm looking at Dobbs rushing yards. I don't know what it's about this dude. I don't know what it is about this dude, but people can't tackle him for some reason. I don't know. People can't tackle him, dude. The Falcons couldn't tackle him last week. That's why they lost. They couldn't tackle Josh Dobbs, bro. So I'm looking at his rushing yards over. The Saints been having issues
Yeah,
against
that's good.
QBs
That's
rushing.
actually a really good angle. That's a really good angle. I didn't think about that. He might get 50 of them things out there too. You're right about that.
Yeah, and let me list this off. New Orleans rush defense versus opposing QBs. Last week against the Chicago Bears, Badgett, the rookie, 70 yards rushing. Trevor Lawrence, 59 yards rushing. Baker Mayfield, 31 yards rushing. Jordan Love, 39 yards rushing. Bryce Young, 34 yards rushing. So if I get a Josh Dobbs rushing prop at 30 yards, I'm taking it. Because
Facts, right?
they give it up to the QBs that can take off running. So yeah, that's my look on that one.
Great look. I think it's going to be very swell.
And I agree with you about Minnesota's defense. They playing a little bit better and they got confidence, and Flores likes to blitz. So how does Derek Carr handle the blitz? He don't like
Yeah,
getting
you don't like getting hit.
getting hit. So how do they handle the blitz?
And
So
they play a lot of zones. So there's going to be a lot of they blitz, but they play a lot of zones. So it's going to be opportunities for Derek Carr to make plays. The question is, he's going to make them.
that's the question.
Because
That's the
it's not even
question.
Derek Carr's fault. And we Derek Carr fans. He's from the town. So I think with him is just getting on the same page as his OC. That's the biggest point. Got to get on par with OC, and right now he hasn't been. So that's the questionable thing right now, honestly.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Got to be on the same page because the thing about it is when you play against Flores and you get all these blitz packages, it eliminates how deep you can really go into the playbook because you're not as comfortable
Absolutely.
calling certain plays because the blitz is not going to allow you to get to those reads anyway. So you have to really
Mm-hmm.
tailor your game plan differently. So if the Saints are not on the same page with what they're seeing pre-snap, this is going to be a tough game for their offense. So, um, yeah, that's how I'm looking at this one. I'm not even mad if you want to put Minnesota on a teaser and move it from +2.5 to +8.5. I mean, I think it'd be
That's not bad. That's because I don't think the Saints can blow them out. If the
they
Saints
haven't
jump
blown
them,
it.
the
Yeah,
Vikings are in trouble. I think if the Vikings got to play catch up, I don't think it favors them because I think they lack with Osborne gone, only Addison and Hawkinson. I think they lack the weapons to play from behind.
Okay, so Osborne is still out from his hit last week.
Well, yeah, I would assume they can't let him come back that fast. I would just assume that he's not going to play because it was a pretty bad hit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if he passed concussion protocol, I don't think he had like a injury. I think it was more so just I haven't seen anything saying that he wasn't playing. I'll say that.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'll take a look into my end too.
Yeah, but but yeah, no, I mean the Saints don't really blow teams out. Most of their games are close. And
So
Minnesota really doesn't get blown out. They typically keep the game close. So um
oh, he didn't practice today, so
he didn't
he
practice
would
today.
have to
Okay.
practice. He would have to practice Thursday and Friday in order to play. So we'll see.
Yeah, so I'll probably say leaning towards doubtful.
And Hawkinson hurt too.
Hawkinson too. And his line hasn't moved.
Yeah. No, at all, which it says a lot.
Says a lot. Says a lot. Yeah, it's a tough game. I think this is a tough game, and this will be a tough game for the Saints, man. I'm just not thrilled on what I'm watching on a defensive end. I think their numbers look good, but I think they can be had.
I'm
They
with you.
cool. You got anything else on this one?
No, nothing on that one.
All right, next game we got here. We got the Lions versus the Chargers. Detroit is favored 2.5, total 48.5. Look ahead on this one was actually the Chargers favored 1.5, total 48. Um, Lions coming off a 26-14 win. That was a Monday Night Football against the Raiders before the Raiders blew up the whole staff there. And then the Chargers coming off the a Monday night win as well, 27-6 at the New York Jets. This seems like it's going to be a very good matchup. Interesting game right here. This is out of conference, explosive offenses. What are you how are you looking at this game right here?
I'm looking at it just like you. Very, very interesting to see how this game is going to play out.
Yeah, right.
Don't really have a real side about it, but I can see a point where I can see it going either way. I want to lean toward the Chargers. I feel like this is their opportunity to have momentum, and I can see Detroit coming out a little slow out the gate, out of rhythm. New receiver coming in, People Jones to play. Taking a little time to get acclimated. I think this is a spot where the Chargers got to come in and continue their fight for a playoff spot. So I personally, if I was on a better side, I'm leaning more towards the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that, man. I would this would probably if I was taking a side, this would be another teaser candidate for me as well. Move Chargers from +2.5 to +8.5. Um, this would be a test for both defenses, man. I think both of them are kind of moving up in class. I'm not sure what to think about the Chargers defense. They've been playing well the past few weeks, but against inferior competition, it does look like Bosa's getting healthier, so they're starting to generate that pass rushing duo again. And they're playing a lot of two deep safety and keeping things in front of them. So this will be a test for them. And then for the Lions defense, I think we talked about this before. I don't really know if I believe in it yet, the defense. I want to see more, um, what do they look like against these elite defenses, these elite offenses?
Mm-hmm.
So, they have good stats as well. But I'm just not quite sold.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough
Yeah,
yet. I
that's
mean, I think
tough.
they can get the job done, but Chargers got too many weapons and too many schematic schemes and a quarterback who can, he'll turn the ball over, but he gonna put pressure on your defense all game long. Keenan Allen, like they got Austin Eckler was cooking last week,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I mean, one angle I did come across that was interesting to me is Gibbs, Detroit's running back, over receptions.
I like that.
And that's just because the Chargers have been giving up receptions to the running back at a high clip. I mean, last game they gave up 11 catches to running backs against the Jets. Against Chicago, they gave up 5 catches to running backs. Against Kansas City, they gave up 6 catches to running backs. Against Dallas, they gave up 6 catches to running backs. Against the Raiders, they gave up 10 catches to the running back. And against Minnesota, they gave up 7 catches to the running back. So I'm looking at Gibbs. Hopefully I can get like 3.5. I'll take 4 catches.
I like that.
Over for Gibbs. It's kind of hard. I don't really have a look on the side of the total. I lean kind of like where you were, what you were talking, Chargers plus the 2.5. But I would probably lean more so throwing it on a teaser. And then the total, I want to like the over, but like I said, I'm not sure how good these defenses are. Are they for real? Or are they not? So until I get a better feel, then, I don't feel comfortable taking the total. I mean, Detroit is top 5 in defensive yards per game and third down in defensive conversion, third down conversion percentage. The Chargers are bottom 5 in yards per game and bottom 5 in pass defense overall. But they're 5-0 straight up the last 5 versus Detroit at home. And then the over is 14. The over has hit 14 of the last 20 games for Detroit when they're playing an AFC West opponent.
Okay. I like that.
So, I lean Chargers. I lean over, but my best look is Gibbs over receptions.
Okay. I can see that. I like that a lot, actually. I can see that.
All right. Cool. You got anything else on that one?
No, nothing on that one.
All right, last game we got here, we got the Commanders versus the Seahawks. Seahawks favorite 6.5, total 46.5. And the look ahead was Seattle favorite 6.5, total of 44.5. So a little bite on that total going over. Last week, Commanders coming off a big win on the road, 20-17 at New England. And then the Seahawks coming off a blowout loss on the road versus Baltimore. NFC conference matchup again here. First of all, what do you think about the Commanders in general? What do you feel about the state of this team? Like what are they right now in your eyes?
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows.
Yeah,
I mean, they traded away a lot of their defense, and I get it. New ownership. This won't be the same ownership we've seen before, obviously. But think about this: if the ownership is anything like he runs his team in Philly, they won't win much. They trade and dump assets, get stuck with diva type players. Like, they needed a franchise quarterback. Caleb Williams would be perfect for them, actually. Him or Drake May, somebody would actually feel great in that. But I think you just roll with Heineke, man. They got weapons. I think you roll with Heineke, roll with the offense, fire everybody.
He's not there.
Not Heineke. What's the other one? Howell, yeah, Howell.
Yeah.
Keep Howell, let Howell play, do his thing, and and then let it be what it's gonna be. But it takes any new culture. That whole team will be gone. The whole coaching staff will be gone at the end of the year. I don't know what they're paying for. I don't know what they're coaching for, but they still within the thick of the race. That's what makes it tough. So I can see how go out there and just slinging the ball. They play with house money.
That's what they're gonna do.
They didn't play. If they win a game and the Niners lose, they a game behind the Niners.
Right there, right.
So I mean, They right there with the Falcons. They right there with the cream of the crop team. So it can go either way. But I don't know what identity they have right now on either side of the ball. You trade away both your pass rushers. That's a nice return for him. He was gonna have to pay Sweat. He got monster money. Chase Young will probably get, I don't know, Chase Young will probably walk at the end of his 49er tenure. I doubt he resigns there, but that was a Super Bowl trade if we make it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think I can't see the Niners paying Chase Young. They got too many guys on that side of the ball to be trying to pay him. Fred Warner about to get, 100 that he need is his.
Man, he got some bread coming to him for sure.
Got to redo Trent Williams' contract because best tackle in football. Without him, your team looks very mediocre.
Yeah.
So
Okay. That's a fair assessment. That's a fair assessment. I was, because same here. I don't really know what the Commanders are. I think you said it perfectly in a previous episode. They're week to week. You really don't know. And, you know, there's really no incentive for them to be good, but they're coaching for, they're coaching for something. So it's like is they just kind of show up. They show up however they are, they just are that
mhm,
week. So it is hard to pinpoint this team. Um,
absolutely.
okay. Yeah, I thought I just, see what your outlook on them is because I don't know either. Um, uh, but outside of just that about the Commanders, what do you think about this matchup in general?
Um, it might low key turn into a little shootout.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it could turn into a shootout. I think Seattle got embarrassed last week. I mean, they got this flat out dominated. So, but they were active in the trade deadline too. They said, "Hey, nobody's going to shove the ball down our throat anymore." So, so they went out and got them a All Pro, and I think it's going to work out well for them. I think it's going to free up Bobby Wagner and them linebackers. They're going to be a team that watch their rush defenses drastically change. I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be more physical, more aggressive. They're not going to have to rush as many people to get to the passer. I feel like they made an underrated move that's going to benefit their team in the long run. I think Seattle. I actually like Seattle to cover the 6.5. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
get any. I don't know if you can get any pressure on Gino. And with no pressure on Gino, I don't think there's enough to stop that weaponry that he got on all three receivers and the tight end.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Um, I did notice, and that's not the first time the Seattle offense looked like that against, that AFC North, man. It's just a different breed, man. Over there, the
Monsters.
defense is different, and I've noticed against Gino, against those defenses, he has absolutely no idea of what he's seeing out there. And
Ghost.
the pressure is too much, and he don't know, he can't see consistently where he's trying to go with the
Mm-hmm.
ball, what the defense is presenting him. So I think those are just weird matchups for him that he's just not, you know he doesn't see those teams that often. Um so I think he just got caught a few times, but he didn't look good last week. And I agree with you. The Commanders aren't going to pose that type of threat to him. I mean, one, they're the worst scoring defense in the league. They give up the most points, bottom five in yards per game, yards per play, and points per play.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get. They just gave up their two edge rushers, and so their strength is in the middle of that defense. Um, and they're not getting much pressure, and they really struggle with their linebacker play. Um, so to me, this is a game where Gino's going to have plenty of time to make plays, and I think the Seattle Seahawks team in general needs a pick-me-up offensive game.
Absolutely. And beat up on somebody.
They need to beat up on somebody, and the offense needs to get some confidence, some rhythm back. So, um, I actually lean towards this Seattle Seahawks team total over 26 and a half.
Okay.
I think this is a game, like you said, Washington is going to throw the ball, and through throwing the football, there'll be a lot of clock stoppage, incompletions. They'll give the ball back to Seattle enough. And then I think Seattle will want to get that taste out of the mouth from last game of getting held to 3 points and go out there and find themselves.
For sure.
Yeah, I think they'll want to do that.
I'm with you 100% on that.
The one thing I do, that I don't like about Seattle is they've been turning the ball over offensively. Geno's been throwing interceptions. They haven't been efficient. Yeah, or fumbling. And then the pass game just hasn't been efficient. I mean, they pass the ball more than they run the ball, but it's just just not very productive. So
I
far
wonder. I
this
haven't
season.
watched a lot of their games. I wonder if it's contributed to the pressure. How many times has Geno been sacked this year? I think will tell a big story about what's been going on. Rhythm. I mean, they still 5-3, but the real story will come with seeing how many times. Yeah, because you're right. 9 touchdowns, only 7 picks for Geno. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean, what it looks like to me, and I could be wrong. He looks like that quarterback that got paid and don't want to get hit.
I mean, he been sacked 19 times.
Yeah, 19.
That's
Where is that? I mean, you probably don't
8. They
have it in
play
front of
eight,
you.
eight, 8 games. They play 8 games. They
So
5-3.
so
So 8
average
games. What?
two two
Two and a
point
half. Yeah,
two
that's a
and
lot.
2.2, 2.3 sacks a game.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a
okay.
lot. So I guess I can change your passing rhythm if you ain't getting blocked
And he is holding the ball a
longer.
lot
Okay.
more as well. Because what I also think is what I also think too what's happening with him is he's had a full year in his offense and a full year of film,
I feel.
and people are recognizing his tendencies where he likes to go with the football and things like that, and they're scheming better against him and his
Yeah,
offense.
yeah, absolutely. I can see that too.
Because it looks like he's holding the ball and he's not sure
Who to throw to?
where he's going pre-snap. Like when you get pressure as a quarterback, you beat pressure by knowing where you're going with the football, where are your
Quick.
hot reads. You got to know where's the pressure coming from. That's how you beat it. He doesn't look like he knows where he's going with the football when there's pressure coming to him. So it looks schematic as well, but 2.2, 2.3 sacks a game, you don't want your quarterback getting sacked twice
No,
every single game. So,
not at all.
but yeah, no, I lean towards Seattle, the team total over the 26.5. I think they need to get right game. And I think this is a defense where, where you get right and the commander's not going to stop throwing. So,
No,
they'll still be a threat even when you're leading the game.
I
So,
agree.
so yeah, no, that's my look on this one, man.
Yeah, that's it for me on that one too.
That's it. Okay. Cool. Well, shoot, that's the 6 games right there. Any looks on games that we didn't break down that you got? Player prop pick.
Um, Nothing. Man, it's been brutal watching the Packers, but they kind of got a game out there. My slight upset of the week is them going against the Steelers. I kind of like them to. I think the Steelers have been they're overachieving right now. I think this is a dead spot for the Steelers. So
Yeah.
that's another game I like is the Packers points or money line actually upset of the week.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, this week for me, I honestly don't have an underdog of the week. There's a few other props that I didn't mention, I think here that I do like. I do have one prop written down from that game. I kind of like Aaron Jones over rushing yards.
Okay, I can see that.
Um, what's another prop? Hopkins over uh DeAndre Hopkins over receptions. I think they
Okay.
played the Bucks. We talked about CJ Stroud. And then DJ Moore's playing against his old team. So Chicago,
Okay.
DJ
Tomorrow,
Moore
right?
over receiving yards or receptions. I haven't locked in on one of those, but I'm looking at his props against the Carolina Panthers Thursday night. That's Thursday night. Yeah, and then no underdog of the week, like I mentioned. For me, I don't see any underdogs I really like. So, yeah, none there. But yeah, no, that's our 6-game breakdown, man. Any last thoughts?
No, nothing for me, man. I'm good to be back. Let's get try and boost these numbers back, get this percentage to 60, 65%.
Yeah.
Try to hit tier on that is what the goal is continuing. And we locked in the rest of the week. We probably won't be taking any more breaks for the rest of the season. So we want to get in and, get our picks in and keep checking us out as we continue to make this climb.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, no. Yeah, this was fun after being a week off, man. It was refreshing. So yeah, always good to chop some NFL football with my kinfolk, man. But
Absolutely.
but yeah, no, appreciate y'all tuning in as always. Like I mentioned, you can reach us via email, team@myguysports.com. You got the IG, I'm Spurl Online. That's IG and Twitter. And you can find Rich on Twitter at MoneylineRichW and on IG Moneyline Rich Will. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. That was All Bets In with MyGuyz Sports Season 2, Episode 9, NFL Week 10. Hope y'all get some cash, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to All Bets In with MyGuyz Sports.
With MyGuyz Sports.
Check us out next time and remember to bet responsibly.